What do the living know about grief? Only we who are dead know what it means.
What have you lost? We have all lost something or someone in our lives. What we once held close to us dearly is now gone, and how we grieve over that loss is different to everyone. Some live to tell the tale, others don't, and for many, it's a never-ending cycle of barely making it to the next day. But I do pose this question. What happens when you lose yourself? Trying to find yourself back again in little bits and pieces, thinking you've got it figured out, only to land back at zero. It's a journey of breaking and healing, of grieving, understanding, and acceptance. This is where the little video game GRIS captured my heart and inspired me to make this video. Despite being a well-known title, I think the deeper discussion around GRIS is overlooked. Few videos explore how well-crafted this game is, especially in how it addresses mental health in the video game space. On this episode of Backlog Binge, we explore the beautifully heart-wrenching story platformer GRIS. Let's dive in. There's long been debate about the impact games have on mental health, whether they help or hinder it. Gamification and the therapeutic use of games have been studied since as far as back as 1975. Studies show their effectiveness, such as Sparks, which proved as effective as standard therapy for teens with mild to moderate depression. Similarly, EQ was approved by the UK's NHS for emotional therapy. When writing the scripts, several months had been dedicated to mental health awareness, and I felt it was important to highlight how games tackle these themes. Many games have done this in unique ways. Hellblade Serena's Sacrifice explores psychosis, Martha's is Dead delved into dissociative identity disorder, even in Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus, beneath its intense exterior depicts PTSD through Rakovich's traumatic childhood. But what makes GRIS so special? But before I go into this video discusses theme of death and depression. Viewer discretion is advice. Spoilers for GRIS ahead, feel free to return to this once you've played it. My previous Backlog Binge episodes are linked in the description below. GRIS, Spanish for Grey, is a 2018 adventure puzzle platformer by Nomada Studio, published by Devolver Digital. Set in a dreamlike world, it follows a girl's journey to bring back color to a shattered world whilst evading a dark force. The game can be interpreted through the lens of the Kubler-Ross model, the 5 stages of grief. Each game not only introduces new gameplay mechanics, but also a new emotional and visual layer, highlighted with carefully chosen color palettes. The music. It's the music for me. It's gonna be quite loud right now, but the music, oh my god. Denial is represented through grey, black, and white. Where white often symbolizes peace, here it feels cold and empty. GRIS begins on her knees, lifeless. She can't jump. Trust me, I tried, and is only forced to walk forward. As she progresses, the world gradually grows. Populated debris, birds, and signs of life. Eventually, she runs. A small moment, but symbolically massive. It's hope. These temples introduce the constellation mechanic, with each star creating harmonic notes that blend with the background music. The cutscenes. Oh wow. These subtle details breathe life into the once broken temple. Though the stage is short and relatively simple, it's deeply effective in setting the emotional tone. Anger begins when GRIS finds the broken hand of the statue. A red sandstorm erupts, with strong winds and dramatic music layered with church organs and bass. You must find shelter or be blown back. The tension builds as GRIS gains the ability to turn into a heavy stone block to endure the storm. Later, smashing statues and encountering dark birds hints at the presence of a shape-shifting antagonist. Grief isn't linear. As we descend into the black and white pit, it feels like returning to denial. The game visually tells us that healing doesn't always move forward. Oh wow. This game is symmetrical. All the towers or everything else, it's symmetrical. Okay, maybe not symmetrical, but asymmetrical. Oh, cool, we're in the hand. Oh. Oh, okay. This is... Bargaining brings lush greens and the return of wildlife. GRIS learns how to double jump and glide, interacting with the forest creature, perhaps representing the higher power we often seek when bargaining in grief. One section features trees that change with each jump, forcing thoughtful decisions. It reflects the care and caution often required in the bargaining phase. As she rises to the forest temple, GRIS gains flight, but again faces the shapeshifter, now in full form as depression. The blackbirds combine into a giant being, blocking her ascent. Oh wow. Hello? And you all? My sister in Christ. Push me. Thank you. Okay. I guess I have to glide for that one. Thanks, birdie. Come on. Give me that. Did I escape the bird? I escaped the bird. For now, I guess. It's gonna come here, isn't it? I fly! Ooh! Oh! Okay, that makes sense. Dude, the imagery, the symbolism is so good. Oh, that's great. That's great imagery. I love that. Again? Oh. No. Oh, what makes it me? Why does bells make it? I guess bells just scare away birds. I am really impressed with how they kind of incorporated watercolor. Because think about it, right? Watercolor in games, the first thing that comes to mind is like, even Borderlands to extent kind of has that watercolor, but like it's inked and watercolor, right? So it's very bold. There's a very few amounts of games where they use watercolor as its base, but this is like spread out, so you get that more botched feeling, and now that's why this feels a lot less compact, because it's as if normally how a watercolor would work on art, you know? Alright, we're getting blue here. Depression is depicted with persistent rain and haunting blue tones. The world slows, mimicking emotional heaviness. Time-freezing mechanics add both gameplay depth and metaphorical weight. Moments feel frozen, only to shatter again. After gaining the ability to swim and collecting all the constellation stars, a sea turtle emerges to guide her, a symbol of protection. But depression strikes again. The statue, seemingly whole, crumbles. GRIS is swallowed by the darkness. This time the shapeshifter is a moray eel. Moray eels lurk in tight spaces and have a non-lethal but terrifying double jaw, perhaps representing depression's ever-present, yet often misunderstood threat. As the eel chases her, the red sea turtle saves her, a brilliant, comforting contrast. The rescue symbolizes hope and protection. GRIS ascends to the final stage, acceptance. The color yellow dominates, symbolizing sun, life, and warmth. Temples reappear, but upside down, showing reflection and perspective. The world feels whole. The music swells. She sings again. But depression resurfaces once more, devouring her whole world. She falls again, because acceptance doesn't mean everything's fixed. It means understanding that healing is ongoing. As she swims upward from darkness, she reaches the statue, now lying like a body at rest. One of the most emotional moments in the game, it captures the pain of loss without a single word. Acceptance. Oh, that's our body. Oh, I didn't even think of that. God, chat! This is insane! Whole new Sometimes healing is just getting through the day, and sometimes that's enough. Every visual in GRIS is hand-drawn. Conrad Rosette's minimalistic, watercolor-inspired style makes the game feel like a living painting. The score, composed by Bern List, is a masterclass in harmony and emotional storytelling. Instruments like church organs and piano are used to perfection. In an interview, Bernard said, "The landscape of the game inspired us. We use certain instruments that may have not been used in another context. Let's say the game itself led us into the process of composition and implementation, connected to the personal sound and depth." Despite being admittedly bad at platformers, I appreciate how every level introduced new mechanics and perspectives. It never felt boring. The fluidity of movement and variety in gameplay, especially the arc mechanic, flying, and underwater exploration, kept it engaging from start to finish. While the levels seem simple, I believe that was intentional, to ensure that the message was always stayed front and center. GRIS translates to grey, but also evokes grief. Some believe GRIS is a daughter mourning her mother, others suggest it's a death of an artist. There's even a secret scene that reveals more. But in my view, GRIS is us. She's the visual and metaphorical expression of our souls navigating loss. The game isn't about one specific person, it's about anyone who has ever lost themselves and tried to piece things back together again. At the heart of GRIS is a message that is raw as it is beautiful. Healing is not linear. Grief doesn't have a map, and closure doesn't arrive in a neatly wrapped conclusion. The journey through GRIS reminds us that sometimes healing comes in fragments. It comes with setbacks, silence and regressions, and those rare but precious moments of light, whether that's through a help of a sea turtle, the warmth of the sun, or finally finding your voice. There are no enemies in GRIS, no words spoken, and yet it says more than most games dare to. It presents loss, depression, and acceptance with honesty and empathy. For some, GRIS might be a short, artsy indie platformer, but for others like myself, it's a reminder that in our darkest moments, we can find pieces of ourselves again. And maybe that's the point. Maybe GRIS doesn't exist to tell us a single story, but to reflect on our own. In a quiet, graceful way, GRIS becomes all of us, a soul trying to feel whole again. Thank you for watching the episode of Backlog Binge. If you or someone you know is struggling with depression, please check the description below for helpful resources and links. You are not alone.
Nothing will come from nothing, you know what I say?